Oh, sorry.
Sorry about that, man. It's just the hurricane and the power went out. Didn't mean to cut you off in the recording.
No worries. No worries.
So let's see, where was I? Okay. So I believe it got you in the middle of how important is it to foster innovation in the Web3?
Yeah. Well, I would say a little bit differently. I would say that it's really important that we build things that are useful to customers, right? Whether they be businesses or consumers, and that the innovation be focused on that, right? Like I think there's innovation that's like technology oriented innovation, like it's kind of interesting and it's cool and it's has future potential. But it's a little bit murky as like where that is going to be applied and what the use cases are and stuff like that. I think it's this phase of crypto, it's like absolutely critical that the energy and the capital and the focus be on innovating on behalf of customers. And if there's not a like underlying customer problem that's being solved there,
Mm-hmm.
then I would be like incredibly skeptical of that thing.
Yeah, and innovation is definitely important, especially now. Like people need to look into the future and see like, all right, Web3 is definitely going to be something that everybody's going to be using. So look at it like the internet in the 90s. Not a lot of people really understood it, but once people started grasping the concept and were just like, wow, I don't even have to go to the library to research anything anymore. I have the world at my fingertips, the World Wide Web.
Yeah.
And Web3 is just bringing a different environment to the global world and just trying. And there's just so much that still needs to happen and make it better. Like if you look at Bitcoin, how many like Bitcoin has flaws, and so we have other blockchain technologies like Ethereum, Solana. Isn't Solana one of your blocks that you guys are using?
Yeah, we use blockchain. We use the Solana blockchain.
Yeah, exactly. And Polygon. So there's so much out there for people to use and to make things better. And that's just an amazing thing how you guys are diving right in the early days. So this is like we're like babies here. And later on in the future, we're going to be doing really well for ourselves, especially those who dug it in and went through how many bear markets. This is like my third one. What is this for you?
I'm not that early. I mean, I bought some Ethereum fairly early, but I was definitely more like just curious than hardcore about it. Actually, funny story. I bought a couple of Bitcoins early, and then I sold them because I didn't. Some of the Bitcoin maximals are definitely not going to like this because I didn't see the utility in it, and then I bought Ethereum instead because I saw more utility there. But yeah, look, I think that the internet was its thing, and it's obviously been very, very successful. Crypto, it's its thing, and they're different, right? Like, the crypto, in order for crypto to be like successful on a global scale, to impact very many large markets like telecom and like mapping and like navigation and many others, it doesn't have to repeat the exact same playbook as the internet, right? And it brings different things to the table than the internet brought to the table, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think we have to focus on what are those things that it brings to the table that internet, has already done. We don't need to repeat that, like they've achieved that. But I think it's a little bit intellectually dishonest to say that where the internet ended up, right, in terms of, a couple of large companies effectively controlling, maybe controlling is too strong of a word, but definitely intermediating every aspect of our lives, and that all of the profits flow, the vast majority of the profits of the industry flow to them, the power that they have. I don't think that's good, right? I'm not saying these companies should go away, like a Google I'm not wishing that they go away tomorrow, but I do think that we just need more diversity, right? We need to bring new products and services where you as the consumer and your information is not the product, right? And then we need to, build these products and services in different ways that rewards people for actually helping build these products and services, and doesn't take advantage of them, quite frankly. And so, a lot of people diss on crypto and say, look at internet, it provided, blah, 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 blah. And like, look, what has crypto done? And I think that's a somewhat fair critique, but I also think it's a little intellectually dishonest in the sense of, where we ended up as of right now is not a great place. And we can fix that, and we can fix that together.
Amen, brother. Amen. Now you mentioned products. So do you have another version of the dashcam coming out, like the dashcam S? Is that out yet?
It's not out yet. That's kind of one thing I've been focused on all this week. So, before we started this interview, you asked me like, how's your day going? I was like, diving into all the challenges that we're facing in terms of getting that product out there. It's an important product. It's a product that obviously I care a lot about, but it's also a hard dash cam to build. There's a lot of technology that we packed into that dash cam, hence the higher price as well. But yeah, once we get it out there, it's going to be hopefully a great product.
Ooh, can you give us a drop date, or you can't really say?
I mean, I could, but it would be a drop date with not a lot of confidence behind that specific date, right? And so I think, we go back to the idea of being transparent. Like, I'm not trying to hide anything. It's not like I'm going to be like, I don't know, Apple likes to do this, right? Tease people and stuff like that with dates and stuff. I'm not like that. I'm just like, look, if I had a date that I felt like super confident in, I would tell everybody. So the time frame is, the best case scenario right now would be like early February, we start to ship them. That's the best case scenario. But I don't think that's like a 90 percentile.
Okay.
So that's what I'm trying to work on, is like, how do we get that, closer to maybe 75 or 80%, where people will start to get them, the early orders will start to get them in the February timeframe.
All right. I'm looking forward to it. And I plan on getting I want to get a dash cam too for my vehicle and start earning some honey tokens. Like collecting as many.
We definitely need some more in your neck of the woods for sure.
Absolutely. And do you have any like links where people could get these, and where can people find you and find these dash cams?
Yeah, if you just go to hivemapper.com, so hive as in beehive, and mapper.com. So if you just head over there, you can find the dash cams, you can learn more about their features and all that kind of stuff. And then if you go on places like Twitter, you can actually like see a lot of people who like now have their dash cam out in the world. They're starting to take pictures of their own dash cams and, their mounts and all that kind of cool stuff. So, it's not just a marketing page on Hivemapper. There's actually like real dash cams out in the world, mapping and doing their thing, which is, the most important thing.
I saw that. And I will have those links in the description down below. So make sure whoever's watching or listening to this to check it out. So we're coming close to the end. Is there anything that you want to share that we didn't go over? Like, what can we look forward to seeing in Hivemapper journey within the next 3 to 5 years?
Yeah, 3 to 5 years. So the first thing is like, how do we get, 500,000 dash cams all over the world? The world is a very, very, very big place, right? And so we got to get dash cams, not just here in the United States, not just, where I live here in California, where there's a bunch, but we got to get them out into, little islands, South America, Asia. So wherever people are listening, if you have friends in some of these different parts of the world, please share it with them. And the other big thing that we're working on is trying to bring down the cost of the dash cam, right? Is like right now, I think it's like $550. We're running a promotion, I think, for about $75 off. Like, how do we next year and the year after, like, how do we, engage with more hardware partners to help bring down that cost of the dash cam, so that more people can buy it, right? So that will also happen over. And then the other big part is kind of on the customer side, maybe a little bit less interesting to your audience, but I think it's really important, obviously, is what are all the different mapping APIs and tools that we can help customers build? right? That's always like I mean, that to me is like the fun part in some ways, because that's where all the work of all the community kind of comes together and culminates, where, you know, we were talking about the example of, you know, your neck of the woods where there was recently a hurricane. Like, how do you remap that super quickly and get all that information out to the right people? That's a lot of fun and very rewarding also.
Hey, I'll absolutely be glad to participate in this business venture and like become a Hive Mapper pioneer in a sort of way, and maybe go down in the history books. Who knows?
Yeah, no, we would love to have you, and it is an incredible journey, and the community is amazing. So we would love to have you. I appreciate this time.
All right, man. Hey, I'm honored to have you on the show. I wish you and your team the best and with your endeavors. And hey, hope to have you on again and to talk about everything that you've gone through.
Awesome, man. Thank you. Thank you.
No problem. Take it easy, dude.
Yeah, likewise.